Step right up, on and come on in. Here's where the fun begins. There's so much to do. Get it ready just for you. Everybody's busy making you a Disney afternoon. Can you feel the buzz when you're feeling buzz? Because everybody's busy, just a little dizzy, bringing you a Disney afternoon. Hi everybody, this is Black Rhino Ranger, and happy birthday to Walt Disney. Yes, fellas, today is officially the 123rd birthday of the founder of probably the biggest animation company of all time, Walt Disney. Walter Elias Disney. Not only that, but on his birthday 40 years ago, a studio was also founded. It was called Disney Television Animation. It's a studio that has brought to you some of the early 80s and 90s cartoons of Disney, including Wuzzles, Ducktales, and the Gummy Bears. Around the 90s, there was a program that usually happens during the afternoon after school. Usually after the kids go to school, come back from school. It's called the Disney Afternoon, and similar to cartoons on Cartoon Network, it showcased a collection of Disney Channel, not Disney Channel because that wasn't invented yet, Disney cartoons, a package of Disney cartoons including Gummy Bears, Ducktales, Chip and Dale, Talespin, Darkwing Duck, Goof, Bonkers, Aladdin, Gargoyles, Shnookums and Meat, Timon and Pumba, Quack Pack, and the Mighty Ducks. And that lasted from 1990 to 1997. And after that, they lost the Disney Afternoon brand and made a deal with Kellogg's, the cereal company. And although it didn't have an official branding name, many people refer to it as the Disney Kellogg's Alliance. Then after that, they lost that type of branding and that lineup thing, and but they still continued making more Disney shows like The Buzz of Maggie, Fillmore, The Proud Family, and Phineas and Ferb, Gravity Falls, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, Milo Murphy's Law, Amphibia, The Owl House, Big City Greens, Ghost and Molly McGee, Haley's On It, and many, many more. But since there's like nearly 100 of these shows, in fact, the 100th one is going to premiere next year. I heard it's called Stu Go, and I've seen the preview of it, and I was thinking to myself, Disney's answer to Summer Camp Island mixed with total drama. Just like Shnookums and Meat was Disney's answer to Ren and Stimpy, but I think Timon and Pumba did that better. Anyways, now, here's the thing with this live stream. The super chat system has been turned off because, and I want to have simple requests because let's just say something is happening to me tomorrow, family stuff. Yeah, and I'm worried about exhausting myself with so many rule-free or theme-free requests. So, just focus on the simple requests. They can still be crossovers. They can still have characters meeting other characters or dressing up as other characters. But for the most part, they got to be super simple and stuff. So let's go over and what's your first request for Gummy Bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. They are the Gummy Bears. Actually, before I do the Gummy Bears request, can I ask you, do you find that song more pleasant than the modern day Gummy Bear song that goes, I'm a gummy bear, yeah, I'm a gummy bear, da 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 gummy bear, I'm a gummy bear. And thanks for the reminder of that. Let me just fix that part. Thank you for that correction. Anyways, what is your first Gummy Bears request? But if you got nothing to request, just ask me any question. Do you think you would have Total Drama as your favorite cartoon of 2007 if you got into it more sooner? I might put it at number 3 at the time, but I still would consider Transformers Animated and Chowder as my top 2. In fact, Chowder came as a close second, and I still consider Transformers Animated as my number 1. Why not the modern Disney Channel shows? There's like a lot of them. There's like so many of them made within the past decade. Like I said, Star Versus, Amphibia, Big City Green, Owl House, Haley's on It, Kif, Ghost of Molly McGee, Dave the Barbarian, Kim Possible, Fillmore, Proud Family. So many. I mean, it's easy for me to just use a small collection, which is the Disney Afternoon. So let's see. We got. Okay. That's what you want. Let's see. Let's see. Never watched them except the Owl House, though. Now, fun fact, I didn't see the Disney Afternoon as a kid, but I did see every single Disney Afternoon show as a kid. It was a rerun on the Disney Channel in Malaysia. Oddly enough, the only one that I didn't see was Talespin. Yes, I saw Shnookums and Meat when I was a kid. Don't at me. Do you watch the Alien and Predator movies timelines? I did see a couple. I did see a few Alien and Predator movies, but I never really caught up with any of the movie. I never really caught up with them. Maybe I'm just a little freaked out by the maybe I'm just a little freaked out by the stomachs. Like they come to your stomach, born in your stomach or something like that. That's kind of what freaks me out about. Kind of what freaks me out about Alien. I'll probably try it again, but I have to have a very strong mind for that. I don't think Alien is really meant for the weak-minded, the ones who can hardly stomach it. Question for you, do you like Press Your Luck? No, I haven't seen it. I don't even know that one. I'll probably take a look at what it is. Have you heard of this game called Mega Man Battle Network? No, I haven't. Yeah, I have him sit on the tree stump. Have you played Quake? I have not. What do you think of Pony Life? Oh, I've seen that one. It's harmless. It's I don't think it's a worthy continuation of Friendship is Magic, but it's fine. It's fine. I can say if you see I can definitely see it as a bit more insane than say and then it's definitely a bit more out there than say. Actually, is it? Yeah, I think it is a bit more out there than Tell Your Tale. I think Tell Your Tale, it plays a bit too safe, while Pony Life, I think, can go a bit off the walls. There's a dimension where everybody has a ring 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 banana phone. There's even one where the sound effect is meatballs. Really, you just press the button and it'll say meatballs. And this had me thinking, wait, meatballs. This is My Little Pony. Isn't the entire world dominated by vegetarians? unless they're following that logic where some horses have been shown to eat birds from time to time. Now I know how a meat bell feels. Have you heard of Nintendo Switch 2? Oh, Nintendo Switch 2 coming this year. Don't need quarters, don't need dimes to call a friend of mine. I think I'm sorry. I'm just trying to remember if it was So there was something about Banana Phone that also connected to one of the voice actors of My Little Pony, but I don't know. Maybe it was false. I have to research that part. What is your opinion on Hello Kitty Friends Super Cute Adventures? I haven't seen it, but I do know Hello Kitty. I have witnessed Hello Kitty before. I used to play a bit of I used to play a Hello Kitty game, although I didn't own one. It was at a friend of mine's house. And I did used to own a few Hello Kitty merchandise. I don't know, there's something adorable about Hello Kitty. Wasn't one of Taylor Strong's earlier voice roles a Hello Kitty character, or was it something else? I'm just trying to remember. What is your favorite minion? I think it's Bob, the short one with no hair, the one who's the most eccentric of the bunch. I think he's my favorite. And I love this little moment where he looks in the wall of mirrors and he's like, buddies, buddies. Then he touches and he realizes their reflection and he felt really sad. Huh. Have you watched Elmo Saves Christmas? I have not, but I have seen Elmo in Grouchland, and I thought it was pretty funny. Yes, I was in my 20s or teens when I saw Elmo in Grouchland, and yet I found myself enjoying it. Soulmate. Have you seen the animated series Shaolin Showdown? Loved it as a kid. I remember me and my cousins used to make our own Shingon Wu, those magic artifacts like the Eye of Dashi, Sword of the Storm, and Shroud of Shadows, the spitting bug thing, or the monkey staff. I even owned a video game of Shaolin Showdown, and I heard the creator has been trying to do a revival of Shaolin. There was a revival at one point, but it was not owned by Warner Brothers. It was by a French studio, and they instead of bringing back the old cast, except for Tara Strong and a few others, they just hired any Canadian-born American residents like David Kay and Jennifer Hale, or anybody. They replaced voice actors like Tom Kenny, Jeff Bennett, and Gray Delisle with other actors. Tara Strong was kept. Unfortunately, the series only lasted for one season, and the creator decided, yeah, it's not my favorite. I think I'll just pretend. I'll just consider it as a non-canonical spin-off. Kind of like how Greg Weisman considers much of the Goliath Chronicles as non-canon, except for the first episode, which he wrote. And she has been trying to get it revised. She tried to get it into a graphic novel, but then around 2015 in France, something bad happened with a comic book company, and that one, and that kind of stole the Shaolin Showdown comics for a bit. So we don't know what's going to happen with the franchise of Shaolin. Currently, she's working as a market agent. Okay. Gummy Bears is done. That's checked off. Next up is Ducktales. Woohoo! Don't about every day they're out there making Ducktales. Woohoo! Here's another question. How many of you remember the show without thinking about the theme song? What do you remember about the theme song? This was a bit of a joke from the Nostalgia Critic. When he kept bringing up how the DuckTales theme song is so catchy, he's like, this show was brought back strictly because of the song. What do you actually remember about the show? I remember Scrooge, his nephews, a pilot who crashed a lot, and that's it. I don't remember a goddamn other thing about this show. This show was literally brought us back strictly because of the song. It is that powerful, dude. So do you count as a draw Quacker Jack? That's for Darkwing Duck. Now the funny thing about Scrooge McDuck is that the DuckTales version you're watching in the 80s one is actually took a bit of creative liberties from the comic of which Scrooge came from, because believe it or not, in the original comic books, his shirt was red instead of blue. Ooh, kind of like the 2018 one. And also, it was even read in the 1960s cartoon where he teaches kids about money. Back in the old days, there was an old short about how money works. Keep in mind, it was made in 1987, and then they mentioned this. Gee, Mr. Scrooge, Uncle Scrooge, why don't they just print a few $1 billion? And back then, he was voiced by Bill Thompson, so he sounded like a few billion. It wouldn't. If they were to do that, your money wouldn't be worth the paper it's printed on. Your money wouldn't be worth the paper it's printed on. And then he rips it. Whoops. And then he sews it back together. See, how much do you think is in this hat? Gee, yeah, $1 billion? See, you are nowhere near as close. This is just a few thousand. Did you know the really loud house ended? I am aware. I honestly didn't care that much. I just liked the cartoon one. I just hope the people who made the show can do better, can still get a job afterwards. Perhaps I should take a peek at it. I have access to every single Loud House episode. And I also have access to the Really Loud House, but I'm not sure when I can check it out. The reboot had the three Caballeros. Huh. I am aware of that, and I also remember the three Caballeros also made an appearance in a cartoon of their own, and it features a character played by Grey Delisle, who's like a goddess or something. Even though Bobby was in it, Ronnie Ann never made it to the cut. I heard there was a new girl in there. Okay, let me just try and draw this other character. Who do you think is the greediest of the bunch? Scrooge, Mr. Krabs, or Eddie? Let me just draw his nose a little bit longer. I feel like I've shortened his nose a bit too much. There, that's more like it. I agree. To me, I think the most greedy person is SML because of Jeffy. Do you consider Bob's Burgers and Phoebe the other favorite cartoons of 2011 and 2019? It's for Bob's Burgers. It's on one of the top 5. I'll say it's in one of the top 5. As for Amphibia, also in one of the top 5. Yeah, I know, Flip. He's like the guy who, Oh, sorry, I'm trying to do a... It's hard for me to try and immediately, Is it... maybe, no, it's a bit too small. Have you seen this anime series Coconut Island Fruit Salad Island? Yay me! I have seen somebody do a review on Coconut, Fred, and from what I heard, this is a show that Rob Paulson himself wasn't too fond of. He says it's nothing more than a SpongeBob ripoff. There's one episode I remember seeing is when they transformed their entire world into a video game, and Coconut Fred himself dresses up like Cloud from Final Fantasy. Okay, Ducktales is done. And there's also Slip and Slide, the bananas. Yes, they're basically the same character. They're basically both Patrick Stars. Hey, fellas, what's up? Oh, our underpants. Now, to be fair, it is one of the earlier It is one of the earliest shows to have voice acting by Ashley Ball, who would later become the voice of Applejack and Rainbow Dash. So I can't really be too harsh on it. Chip and Dale, a rascal rain, chip and Dale, when there's danger. Okay. So let me just see. Okay, let me just remember. I just need to check the comments a bit more. Did you know that the Chip and Dale characters, Chip and Dale, they're dressed up like Indiana Jones and Magnum Pie? I'm surprised the company never sued them for this similarity. I mean, at one point, the Pink Panther company sued DIC for for the design of Inspector Gadget, saying he looked a little too much like Inspector Clouseau. Oh, with the mustache. So they basically had to have it shaved off. Let me just draw the characters as they are first, and then I'll add in the little detail about their And no, they're a little too close. I must make them a little bit wider. Yay! Where would you also consider Ren and Stimpy to be a favorite cartoon of 1994 before you went with Darkwing Duck? Probably. Probably. I'm just gonna leave this here, so in case I need to draw, it's basically the same design, but some slight differences. The Pikachu of the Hoenn region. There's a lot of Pikachu clones, as I have noticed. I thought Plusle and Minim or Minum or whatever, they were additional evolved forms of Pikachu, or Pichu. Like maybe Pichu would evolve into a different type of into a different Pokemon thing. And then there's also another mouse Pokemon that looks more like a mouse than Pikachu, and it also is also an electric type. Morpeko. I heard Ren and Stimpy is getting another Ren and Stimpy adult party cartoon, which is going to be a reboot of the Comedy Central. I am aware of that. Very thankful that John Crispolucci, the man who created Ren and Stimpy, is not in charge of it, because let's just say when he's in charge of it without Bob Camp around, it didn't turn out so great. Not very good. Let's say it's not very good. And they say the thing with some creations is that even though some people do create these things, it's almost never a one-man show. Oh, that makes it good. Sometimes, for the most part, teamwork is what makes it good. I mean, Ren and Stimpy may be created by my John K, but Bob Camp, he's what held the pieces together. He's what made sure the shows and the creators are really good and really cohesive. When John stopped working with Bob, the show lacked a bit of charm, especially with adult party cartoon and cans without labels. Can Tic Tac Tuck narrate for Pixar next year? I don't know. I'll consider something. I'm trying to avoid including OCs for my challenges, unless it's my own mascot. Which Lana do you like, Lana Loud or Lana Kane? Lana Loud. I have no idea who Lana Kane is. Tell me about it. Why is Darkwing Duck your favorite instead of Ren and Stimpy? That's a good question. I was going to consider Ren and Stimpy as my most favorite, but over time, trying to watch the show, it's let's just say Ren and Stimpy is a tad slow at times. I mean, when you see the show, the pacing is a bit. There's a lot of pauses. In fact, one of John K's signature things is that he doesn't do a lot of pauses. He gives a bit of time for the joke to settle in, rather than have it super fast pace. Do you really have a cartoon crush on Giganta? The Justice League Unlimited version, yes. Lauren Faust's DC superhero version, not at all. Some of the other incarnations, like the Batman, the Brave and the Bold one, the Challenge of the Super Friends one, the I'm trying to remember, the Challenge of the Super Friends one, the trying to think if there's any other incarnations. There's one version of Giganta where she's a robot, and I'm not too sure about that one. It was in a DC Nation short, or was it a movie? I can't remember. But it was there, I guess. The 2025 version, I actually do find myself liking as well. It's just that the Lauren Faust version, I don't know if I said this before, but they made the Lauren Faust version, they made her pathetic. They made her weak. Sure, she can still grow her muscles, but she barely grows high enough to reach the building of a mall. And when she was captured, she was, like I said, she still was able to fit into Batgirl's living room. And at one point when Batgirl is fighting against her, when she was defeated, she was strong enough to drag her. And I seen the one where they cross over with Teen Titans Go, and Robin. And she was seen riding on top of a train. Shouldn't the train be destroyed? Shouldn't the rails be destroyed or something? Oh, I'm just not a big fan. There's one reason why I just couldn't take Lauren Faust's DC superhero goes very well. It just wasn't my forte. I just couldn't see it. I just couldn't see why a lot of people like it. If you like it, more power to you. I'm not complaining about what you like. If again, everybody has like different tastes, and just keep in mind this is my taste. Once again, if you like it, if you like the show, fine, that's great. And I'm just in the minority. For me, it'd be Charlie Morningstar, Wonder Woman, Roll, and Genie. Good choices. Hope it's not like Verbalize with the hide away, hide away. Sorry if I had to remind people of that. There we go. We got the plus and minus versions of Pikachu as Chip and Dale, the Rescue Rangers. I am the... not yet. We won't do that one yet. But instead we'll do the next Disney Afternoon show, Talespin. Now, like I said, this is the only Disney Afternoon show I didn't see as a kid, but I did see a few of its episodes as an adult, because I was curious to what it's like. I mean, I should have watched this show as a kid because I'm a big fan of the Jungle Book. It has Baloo as a pilot, and it also has King Louie, and some of the other characters who resemble the Jungle Book are there. I watched it in my childhood. Like I said, I still own that piano book that has the theme song. The oh we oh Talespin, oh we oh Talespin up. Which Mega Man are you talking about? Is it the blue young kid version of Mega Man, or is it the bad box art Mega Man where he comes with a gun and he's kind of an old man and he's fat, as presented in Street Fighter X Tekken? Kind of mention it, the bad box art version of Mega Man would be quite fitting for Baloo. What do you think? Have you heard of the endless stairs of Mario 64? You mean that the Mega Man Legends? Okay. Hey, let me have a look. Let me have a search what that is. Oh no, it looks again, it looks a little too just Ursaluna. That's a new one. Ursaluna. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll just draw a little So I'm just trying to. I'm a little picky. I'm a little bit picky with whatever I like to draw. Now here's some production history with Talespin. Originally, they wanted to get Phil Harris, the original voice of Baloo, involved in the casting of Talespin. Unfortunately, old age was getting the better of him, and he was sounding a bit more raspy. And they decided to have him. They decided to replace him with Ed Gilbert as the voice of Baloo. I know Ed Gilbert as the voice of Blitzwing in Transformers G1. Yeah. And I think he actually does a pretty good job in doing an impression on Baloo. Not perfect, but I thought he did fine. Shame he passed away in 1999, and Phil Harris passed away in 1995, a year after I was born. And of course, the King Louis has been a subject. I think I've said this in my Walt Disney live stream, but King Louis has been a subject to controversy. At one point, he was supposed to be played by Louis Armstrong, and when they were casting him in the jungle, when doing some casting in the Jungle Book, but over the fear of casting a black man to voice a simian, as it was considered offensive, if they decided to bail on that idea and replace him with an Italian singer-actor, Louis Prima. And now, funny enough, in a Disney live play in a Disney live play, they actually had Scatman Crothers, who was a black man, to voice King Louis at one point. And Scatman Crothers is also a jazz musician, but he's also best known for voicing Scat Cat in the Aristocats, Hong Kong Phooey, and Jazz of Transformers. Also played a part in some of Ralph Bakshi's movies. And another funny thing is that in the Jungle Cubs, in Season 2, he would be voiced by a black woman named Cree Summer. And, apparently the controversy with trying to cast... I don't know. I'm not the best person to say about this, since I'm a mixed Asian man. A bit of Indian, bit of Indonesian, bit of Malay, Chinese, Pakistani, Thailand, and Cambodian. I'm not really one to speak about this. I'm just bringing up some history about it. I'm not here to say if it's morally right or not. It's up to the individual to decide if it's right or not. Let's see. Just trying to remember. What did a pina colada look like? I got some things wrong. I'm getting caught in the rain. Now I'm also Chinese, so... There we go, man. And another sort of controversy is that during production of the Jungle Cubs, Louis Prima's wife sued the Walt Disney Company over King Louis, saying that they don't have the right to impersonate her husband's work. And as a result, King Louis has been absent in most media except for Jungle Book Groove Party in the 21st century, in the 2000s. And when they excluded him, except as a silhouette in the Jungle Book 2, and when they in the House of Mouse, they had to create a new character based on King Louis named King Larry and say he's his long-lost brother. And I'm trying to think. It wasn't until her passing when she passed away in 2013, her contract with that agreement expired, and they were free to use King Louis again as a townsperson in Disney Infinity and as a Gigantopithecus in the remake of Jungle Book 2. Oh, I mean the live-action remake of the Jungle Book. That's what I meant. So let's see what we got here. I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the drawing that will soon be. I am the drawing that will soon be shown by Black Rhino Ranger. I am the drawing who's about to be presented by Black Rhino Ranger. I am Darkwing Duck. Now I have heard that there's actually gonna be a reboot to Darkwing Duck later on, and I heard Seth Rogen is involved. Don't know if it's gonna re-involve Jim Cummings like it has with Ducktales It was 2017. And when they did bring back Jim Cummings, they actually had him play an actor who plays Darkwing Duck. And then, as well as Negaduck, you know, the dark and more sinister version of Darkwing, where he's like, "That's the end of Darkwing Duck. I get the loot." Oh, why? Because I said. That makes sense. Sometimes I think I can do the voice, but sometimes if I talk too much, that voice kind of gets a little strained a bit, so I'm not able to. I'm more of a high-pitched voice. I think I can try and do Michael Bell's type of voice, like Quackerjack. "I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am something that verb's your other noun. I am Darkwing Duck." And then there's Megabolt, who at one point was played by Homer Simpson's actor. And then there's Steelbeak, who was played by Rob Paulson, who also voiced another character with a similar voice named Foulmouth from Tiny Toons. He was basically Disney's comedic take on Batman. I go with Iago from Aladdin 100%. Let's get dangerous. I may have a high-pitched voice, but I'm not Michael Jackson. I don't think I can I can try and do Michael Jackson, but I have to do a lot of shouting for that, and it's very, very difficult. So what I miss? Well, you're just watching as Darkwing Duck is getting drawn. Yabba dressing up as Darkwing Duck, that is. Uh-oh. I'm getting a bit of a head something. Yeah, it's a shame that the Gosalyn's voice actress unfortunately retired in 2001 and passed away in 2014, and nobody quite understood how she passed. Some say it was of natural causes, yet she was like quite young, like in her 50s. I think it was like nearly 10 years ago when she passed. There we go, fellas. There's Darkwing Duck. You better watch out, you bad boys. Darkwing Duck. Next up is, looks like we'll take a break. The Disney Afternoon is going to take a break from adventures and action-pack or even fantasy and stick to something that's a bit more groundbreaking, a bit more grounded in normality and a bit more modern. Enter Goof Troop. And always stick together. Oh, and the Goof Troop, best of friends forever. Side by side, wherever we go, are always made a roll. Now give me that beat. At first, I need to draw him, and then I'll get him in costume. It's always important to draw the character first before having him in costume, so you get a good idea of what he might look like. Otherwise, you might have to start all over again. I wonder, does Pete like llamas? I wonder I also wonder if Max's mom was around, would Pete have some feelings towards her? Just like Carl had things for Jimmy's mom? Oh, wait. I have a better idea. Let me just, okay, let me just, now I'm ready for... Yes. Oh, I noticed that when another sad death is that Max's voice actor in Goofy in Goof Troop also passed away at a young age. Her name was, I think her name was Dana something. I think she was only in her 40s or 30s, 40s or 50s when she passed. It was some. Is there Sam? Can you resume the Simpsons Request Challenge on December 17, 2024? Hopefully. I don't think I remember seeing Bobby, the Pauly Shore guy in Goof Troop. I think he was made solely for Pauly Shore to voice something. I will say his role as Bobby is definitely better than some of his other roles, like Pinocchio's. Like, Father, when can I be on my own? I got the whole world to see. Would you take that over Cheddar? Oh, Cheddar, where's he? Pretty scrumptious. Oh man, Cheddar's like gonna kill me. I wish Dana Hill was alive still. Same. Imagine what roles she might bring to the table. In fact, I wonder what Gosalyn's voice actress might have been had she still been alive or not retired from acting, had she still been with us to this very day. Had she not even retired. Now, speaking of which, I am aware of Milhouse's voice actress retiring. Hopefully, she can live her life. I wish her the best for the rest of her life. Let's say. There we go, fellers. We got Pete. Neat. Yeah. Okay, we're going to the ones where a lot of people are. We're going to some of the ones that a lot of people are kind of split on. This is a show that's divided some people. Some don't mind it. Some can still get some laughs from out of it. Or some people are like, yeah, I think this is when Disney is starting to lose its touch. And it wasn't as strong. Bonkers. Originally supposed to be a Roger Rabbit cartoon, but due to some rights issues, it became its own. So, what's it gonna be? Let's see, I never saw Bonkers, to be honest. I didn't watch Bonkers. Never heard of it. Yeah, it's kind of an unknown one. Yeah, you have the ability. I think the episodes are available on YouTube. You can see them for free. It was never re-released on Disney Plus. But for the ones I do remember seeing, there was one where this dog is like refusing to come out. So and Bonkers found some gigantic woman legs, and he starts. I That's what I remember. There was even one episode where that features a little worm, and the human guy keeps shrinking. That's all I remember, really. But here's another important piece of history. One of the writers of Bonkers, Greg Wiseman, said that Bonkers' relationship with a human girl cop was what inspired him to create the relationship between Goliath and Elisa. Do you always have Casagrandes as your favorite cartoon, but not always the Loud House for 2016? That is correct, actually. Sorry, just getting a bit of a drink. I did consider either Skylanders Academy or Milo Murphy's Law as my most favorites of 2016 before the Loud House stole that thunder. But I always considered Casagrandes as my most favorite cartoon of 2019. Amphibia was a close second. Let's see. Okay, let me see. Okay, so one of the crewmen between Specular Spider-Man, Stretch, Flex, and Young Justice. Okay, let me just Sam. Is Bob Closer your close second favorite? Like I said, it's one of my top 5. I don't know which position it's in, but it is one of my top 5. There's one episode where Mickey Mouse's voice can be heard, but you never see him, and you're like stuck in a cage. Roll over, boy! Haha! Now play dead! I remember somebody doing a... Sorry, I remember somebody doing a bit of an angry rant on that. He's like... But the way he plays it out, it just made me laugh. It's like, what is the purpose of Mickey Mouse, having Mickey Mouse of your show if you're never gonna see him? Did he suddenly want more money? Sorry. Would he not come out of his trailer until he double his salary? And then it cuts to him saying, "Tell those sons of to say they want me to add in a 5th finger for me to flick them off. I want more dough!" Sorry, that review just keeps making me laugh. I don't agree with his opinion on Bonkers overall, but that moment just it still makes me laugh to this very day. And I'm sorry. I believe the Nostalgia Critic and South Park are what stapled the idea that Mickey Mouse is a heartless monster. What's all this I'm hearing about not wearing the rings? You have to wear the rings because that's how we can sell some things to little girls. That was actually from a South Park episode. Just a minute, let me show you what I'm gonna try and do with chaos here. Oops. Take a guess what he's doing. Oh wait, I'm trying to remember what else was I supposed to do with Mung? Oh yeah, okay, I remember now. Just trying to remember. Sometimes I forget. Right you are. Sorry, I'm just I think I almost had a bit of a sneeze at the moment. Hannibal Lecter's mask is chaos is just like Hannibal Lecter. Mad chaos is mad. Wait, let me just do let me do a better job on the feet. Hey, Joe. Also, it's hard to believe that Jim Cummings is a type of guy who's able to do both comedian and scary type of voices. Like I said, he could do Duck and Malefor and the singing voice of Rasputin and the singing voice of Scar. But he also can do some comedic ones like Bonkers, Tigger, and Ed, etc. He's very talented in Darkwing Duck. And okay, I'm just gonna draw in a little guest character, another guest character. Nope, not quite. It's Dinorang, yep. Why would I say that? Are you Dan? Why would you say that? Why would you call me Dan Schneider? Why, do I have a thing for feet? Do I have a thing for feet that's not ripe yet? Is that what you're trying to tell me, fellas? Yes. Ugh. Are you trying to compare me to a guy who goes with underripe feet? You sickos. Okay. I understand you're kidding. All right. Don't ever say that again. Sometimes, yes, I understand the importance of comedy. Comedy can be offensive. I mean, George Carlin did say, comedy doesn't work unless somebody is offended. Thing is, though, it has to be funny, though. Like, because not everybody, comedy is, like art, comedy is subjective. And even though it is good to loosen up some ends, it's still more important to be careful. I mean, yes, sure, humor can hurt, even alienate. But the risk is better than the alternative. A steady child of chocolate and flavorous mush. Next up is Aladdin, the TV series. I actually remember, I love watching this one a lot as a kid. My favorites are the ones that I remember owning a VHS of, the one with the Garden of Evil, where this tree being comes back to claim the Sultan's most precious treasure. Here. And and the Sultan had and apparently he didn't realize that he was speaking a bit metaphorically. That his most precious treasure wasn't the treasure in his palace. It was someone most dearest to him. Let's see. Well, okay, let me try that. Let me just I'm trying to figure out. I want to try and remember what he looked like. You see, some of my friends are giving me some hearts. I'm surprised to know that the actor for Jafar, at times he would still play Jafar on Broadway, and he was even casted in Hell of a Boss, playing two characters. One who's the keeper, who's the foster father or actual father or foster father. I don't know. The keeper of Blitz when he was in the circus, as well as the father of Stolas, using his Jafar voice. And I didn't recognize him doing the other guy's voice. He can be quite talented. In fact, they were originally supposed to make Jafar, Jonathan Freeman do two different roles, have a comedic role and a serious role. Have Jafar a bit more comedic and Iago the more serious one, similar to the Othello version of Iago. But but when they discovered Gilbert Gottfried in Beverly Hills Cop 2, they decided, yeah, let's replace him with Gilbert Gottfried and make Jafar a bit more serious. Instead of having him there's no justice, or something like that, he instead goes with, oh, wait a minute, Jafar, what if you were the chump husband? What? Marry the princess, all right? And then you marry and you become the Sultan. Marry the shrew. I become Sultan. The idea is merit. Yes, merit, yes. And then we drop Papa-in-law off and the little woman off a cliff. Yeah! Splat! I love how your foul little mind works, Iago. Sometimes I would practice doing both Iago and Jafar's voices because I think they're a very good dynamic between the two. My most favorite moments in Aladdin, besides the genie, are the dynamics between Iago and Jafar. He's would you love to hear Gilbert Gottfried voice a character in Hell of a Boss? Oh, that would have been really good. That would have Yeah, imagine that. Hell of a Bus starring Gilbert Gottfried. But I don't think they would let him sing any of the parts. I think they would. I think they're more interested in hiring singers and Broadway stars than regular voice actors. They do hire some regular voice actors like Richard Horvitz and I'm trying to remember Keith David and but they usually like to hire ones who can sing. I mean, when the actor who played Stolas, he envisioned something out of Hamilton to play for his voice. You know, the oceans rise, empires fall, we have sea, and it's what gives him the type of voice we recognize. You know, the blitzy, oh blitzy. Are you excited for Mufasa the Lion King? I'm keeping my options open. Maybe better than the Lion King remake, but I don't have a lot of giant confidence on it. Not terrible confidence, just not super high. I mean, at the very least, we might get an explanation to why why we have the character named Scar. Why is he called Scar? But aside from that, I don't think it's going to top Lion King 2 Simba's Pride. Maybe it might top the remake, but we'll see how it goes. I'm more interested in checking out Sonic 3, to be very honest. Hey, Java! Shut up! Sorry, I'm just thinking about Yago the hero. Now, what type of... Excuse me for a minute, I just want to look up what type of sword I would like to... What's the best... Just trying to figure out what's the best sword to use. Maybe... maybe this one. Maybe this one will do. So I'm just leaving this. This person said I can draw a sword, but they didn't say which type of sword. So I'm just doing I'm just doing a little surprise. Yeah, it can be any type, I believe. There we go, fellas. It's kick ass what it is, fellas. It's like super veiny and stuff, and it's like it's cursed or something. It's like it's gonna steal your soul. It's like the Fire Smasher from Samurai Jack. I have no soul. The thing is with Return of Jafar, they say that genies can't kill, but in the first movie it says that he only brought that up because he actually did. Let's just say Genie actually did kill somebody because he was enforced to do so. Like he saw what happened. He didn't really enforce the laws. He just created them as guidelines. Like I can't kill everyone, so don't ask, and I can't make people fall in love with anybody else. And rule number 3: I can't bring people back from the dead. It's not a pretty picture. I don't like doing it. He says I don't like doing it. It means he has done it before, and it wasn't a pretty picture. Next up, 1,000 years ago, superstition and the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was a world of fear. It was the age of gargoyles. Stone by day, warriors by night. We were betrayed by the humans we had sworn to protect. Frozen in stone by a magic spell for 1,000 years. Now in Manhattan, the spell is broke, and we live again. And then some fighting, and we are defenders of the night. We are gargoyles. Like I said before, I don't know if I said this in another live stream, but here's a little fun fact. Most of the Gargoyles Manhattan voice actors, the Manhattan actors, the Manhattan clan, Goliath, Brooklyn, Broadway, Bronx, and Hudson. Most of them have had a role in SpongeBob SquarePants, believe it or not. Keith David, the voice of Goliath, he played Gary's robotic voice box in Chatterbox Gary. I'm trying to remember. Ed Asner, who played Hudson, he played the old timer in the episode Whirly Brains. Broadway, of course, he's played by the same guy who played Patrick Star, a recurring role, and Jeff Bennett, who voices Brooklyn, he at one point played Charles Fishton, Hawkfish in the sewers of Bikini Bottom, and Bronx, his voice actor Frank Welker, he would play Mystery, the seahorse, and also the gorilla guy in I Had an Accident. All we're missing is Lexington's voice actor, and we got the entire Manhattan set. What was that thing again? Apparently they got a lot. I also heard they got a lot of actors from Star Trek to play in Gargoyles, like Jonathan Frank. Okay, I believe. I'm trying to remember how to pronounce their names. Sometimes they're kind of hard to pronounce. Um, um, Excited for the Pokemon Legends CNA next year. I'll be very honest. I haven't played a Pokemon game in a long time. I don't know. I just never really had the time to experience a new Pokemon game. Occasionally, I would experience a new Mario game every once in a while, but I never really had the time or the interest in checking out a new Pokemon game. My interest in Pokemon often keeps switching on and off. May Moxie is the rules from Meet the Robinsons. That's not really Walt Disney television animation. It's Walt Disney animation canon. Apparently one reason for the for the Gargoyle show to cancel is because there was a bit of an executive meddle at the time. Let's just say something was going on with Gargoyle with the production of the show, which caused it to change of direction and writers hiring new writers and animators, and thus we got the Goliath Chronicles. There was supposed to be some other proposed. There was supposed to be some more series based on Gargoyles, some additional spin-offs being made. Like one of them was Time Dancer, which focuses on Brooklyn with a time traveling device called the Phoenix Gate. And they be traveling back to various different time periods, like the prehistoric periods, the medieval period, and even the 1970s. And imagine Brooklyn doing some disco. Yeah, in fact, I'm thinking about doing a fan art on that someday. Disco Brooklyn. There's even supposed to be a Gargoyle spin-off focusing on the Dark Ages, like focusing on their time before they were focusing on the time before they entered modern day Manhattan, at least modern day in the 90s. There's even there's also going to focus on the Greek myths and the London clan. They had so many ideas, but unfortunately executive meddling enforced a bit of a cancellation in the Goliath Chronicles, something the creator wasn't too pleased about. And when he considered them non-canon, he decided to make a comic book series of that and ignored the Goliath Chronicles except for the first episode. And Yeah, guys, I think Brooklyn is more of a rock metal type of guy. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I mean, he did go on a motorcycle in one episode. It was when he was encountered by Demona, and then she shows cases to Brooklyn that humanity is pure evil, and then she showcases a troubled couple, like they're fighting each other, and Brooke is like, yeah, I see what you mean, but not all humans are evil. I mean, look at Elisa. She's cool and all. And Demona's like, perhaps Elisa is the exception that proves the rule. Oh yeah, one more thing. Gargoyles have tails. I do hope Cyndaquil doesn't shine as bright as the sun. Otherwise, Brooklyn will turn into stone. They go into a stone sleep by day. Sometimes, depending on the location, it time as a different time period. As like a different time period, those gargoyles might sleep at a different time. Anyways, all right, let's go over to Shnookums and Meat. Basically, Disney's attempt to be Ren and Stimpy. They had some of the Ren and Stimpy crew involved, but let's just say the results are not as zany or as wacky as you would expect. They say it's a bit too clean. I mean, they got some talented voice actors involved, like Jason Marsden and Frank Welker to play Shnookums and Meat. But the stuff they played, the way they play is very There's one episode where they both lose their brains, but the way they move and walk about is like nothing is really affected. They're like, they actually do have ideas on how to clean their brains or do other things. They even try smacking them and stuff, and then suddenly the brains have had enough, so they went to Vegas, and then they're like, I'm trying to think, but I can't. Let's see here. And they just sit in the sun, and then in the end, the brains come back. They're like, too bad we lost our shirts though. Yeah, but it's our own fault, man. Gambling's the world for the devil. Trying to think what else was nonsensical. There's one episode where Meat becomes intelligent. It's one of those idiot becomes a genius plots, which I'm a sucker for. Okay, I lost my but the one that stood out to me the most, the one I actually did remember seeing, is when Shnookums and Meat ended up going to heaven for some reason. But they wanted to go to hell instead because apparently there's some hot babes in hell. It's very weird. And then turns out the babes ended up being not very good. They turned out to be ugly on the inside. They were actually disguised as something. It's like I said, it's very nonsensical, but it's not Ren and Stimpy levels of cohesive. Early Ren and Stimpy levels of cohesive. To me, I say Cow and Chicken is more cohesive. At least it has more of an identity. Even though, yes, it has a lot of Ren and Stimpy vibes, but at least I can tell what bits are definitely Cow and Chicken that you wouldn't get from Ren and Stimpy. Like, it's very fast paced. And And Cow and Chicken also focuses a little bit more on a social life rather than just trying to be plain funny. I mean, it focuses on Chicken and focuses on Chicken and his friends Felm and Earl. And Cal also wants to try and fit in, but he is not. And of course, the countless pork butts and taters jokes. But what stood out to me the most is the theme song. You know, the bam 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 boo doo 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 doo. I remember hearing the Ren and Stimpy song so many times, I keep forgetting. In fact, I actually remember the Shnookums and Meat song more. The something like that. But I still keep forgetting how the Ren and Stimpy song goes. They say Disney likes to try and be super squeaky clean. They don't want to be too raunchy or over the top, unlike say Ren and Stimpy or Cow and Chicken. But I think those ends are loosened up a bit when we got shows like not necessarily slapsticky ones, but ones with a bit more risk and showed a bit more scares, like Amphibia with Marcy being stabbed. Or Owl House with the fact that everybody's living on a gigantic corpse, and then we see the skin. We see Hootie taking off his skin. There's also I forgot to mention that Ren and Stimpy has two additional two additional segments. One that features a possum, and another that features a cowboy of some sort. But I kind of forgotten those parts. And so all I remember about that is the Shnookums and Meat. But if you want to see Disney's take on on Ren and Stimpy done right, check out Timon and Pumba. In my opinion, that's how you do how Disney does Ren and Stimpy, right, while still being its own identity with the slapstick and zaniness. I was highly addicted to Timon and Pumba. Let's see. Sorry, my voice is a bit,
Now, okay, if that's what you want, I could do that.
What was it again? I just, yeah, okay. Actually, that's not how you do. Yeah, it's not the only time he's dressed up as an animal. If you've seen the Total Drama Presents the Redonkulous Race episode where they go to Indonesia, he dresses up as a Komodo dragon while faking an Australian accent.
G'day, mate. How you all doing? Hey, just here for a bit of a bite, that's all.
Something like that. Actually, truth be told, I often have this Beast Wars figure with me named Razor Beast and I have to pretend he's Pumba if he was beast mortified because apparently Razor Beast from Beast Wars, the toy line, apparently has the same color scheme as Pumba. Like, it wasn't really that common to color warthogs to be red. Well, just like Timon and Pumba, Owen has eaten bugs before, especially in the pizza challenge, the episode where they have to eat the brunch of disgustingness.
I'll eat anything, especially even pizza.
You know, a lot of people often consider Pumbaa on the surface, if you've never seen The Lion King or The Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa before, you might think of Pumbaa as probably not the smart one. But if you actually see the show, you notice that maybe Pumbaa is actually the smart one after all. Like, saying, maybe if we take him in and raise him as our own, he wouldn't need us.
Pumba, that's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Wait, if we raise him as one of our own, he won't have to eat us.
I feel like I should add in a little something seems missing on his shirt. On his Pumbaa thing. I know.
There we go, something for him to nibble on if he's ever hungry again.
I think I was trying to think. I was thinking about something, but I seem to have forgotten. Oh yeah, and when Pumbaa says something smart, like I ever wondered what was up in the sky.
Of course, Pumba, they're fireflies.
They're stuffing that big black thing, and it won't come down.
Gee, I always thought they were big balls of gas burning billions of light years away.
Pumba, with you, everything's gas. Now here's another one I don't know if a lot of people like. It's called Quack Pack. It's basically Huey, Dewey, and Louie. They're a little older and they're acting like teenagers, while Donald looks like he's ready for retirement. What I know most about the show is the theme song. It goes, feel like quacking 'cause I do 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 boom do bo do bo do do. Ducktales, Quack Pack, whack a whack a whack, Quack Pack, quack quack quack, Quack Pack, ba ba, Quack Pack, got a bit of our wow. Let's see. I don't think a lot of people really enjoyed this show as a kid, hence why it only lasted for one season. But I still enjoyed the theme song a bit. Quack Pack. I think one of the Powerpuff Girls played the Quack Pack versions of Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I think. Yep, E.G. Daily. Let's see. What was it again? I keep forgetting. I need to revisit. Who prefers the Quack Street Boys? Trying to remember, what was I? I could have sworn never mind, I'll just move on to something else. Their hairstyle is also a little bit different. You could argue that Ducktales 2017 hit the whole Huey, Dewey, and Louie with different personalities thing a lot better. Hence, they have also different clothing and stuff. For example, Huey. Huey, the red one, he has a short sleeve shirt with a hat. I think Dewey had a shirt and a long sleeve underneath, and Louis is a, I think it was like a long sleeve shirt. I think I'm trying to remember how it went. Oh yeah, it was a hoodie. It was a hoodie. No, I don't think I did a very good job. Sorry, let me try this again. I think I screwed up. Sorry. Let me try this again. All right, I'll have is it do? In fact, I noticed that Disney Afternoon was very duck craze at the time. Not only was there Ducktales, there was also Darkwing Duck, Quack Pack, and the Mighty Ducks. I don't remember too many episodes of Quack Pack, but I do remember one where Donald was like reversing to his old age. Like he was at one point acting like his old 1920s self, and then he started to he was starting to reduce his he was starting to reduce back to a baby and then back to an egg. The kids also the kids also referred to Uncle Donald as Uncle D, or maybe it was yeah, maybe it was just Uncle D. Yeah, it's kind of it was a common thing to just refer to people by their initials, like Uncle or Mister or Doctor or something with the letters, something like that. Was it? Let me draw the character first, and then I'll get to you. Okay, and let's see, who's the Oh, sorry, I'm just getting a bit of a bad back, that's all. Yeah, it looks like he's got a little Omnitrixy symbol, I think. It's actually it's it's more like a cross than an hourglass. Hey, is that a battery on his pack? Well, I'm just feeling a little bit, don't worry, I'll continue. So I'm just gonna drink a little bit. Pardon me. I think this will have to do. Well, let me just push him back a little bit. And there we go. We have Dewey fist bumping with what's his name again? Gutsman. All right. What's next? What's next? Next up is The Mighty Ducks, the final Disney Afternoon cartoon under the Disney Afternoon label. So, do you get a new favorite TV, cartoon, anime, movie, or video game of this year so far? That's a good question. Maybe instead of Casagrande's the movie, it's Inside Out 2. And instead of I still think Casbin Hotel is my favorite cartoon of 2024. I hate to say this, but the other close call was Primos. Don't judge me. What was I again? As for the video games, still haven't played anything yet. Like I said, I only said Tekken is my favorite because I saw the trailers and I thought the characters looked kind of cool. Aside from that, I still don't have a PlayStation 5, and I'm still still trying to earn some money to get it. Did your wing blaze? Let me have a go at that. That sounds interesting. Wild wing. That's him. I also I haven't seen a lot of Mighty Ducks, but I do remember. I had no idea it was based on a movie. Yeah. This is when they were trying to be a little bit edgy with their stuff. One particular highlight for the show is that they brought in both Tim Curry and Tony Jay to play the characters, to play the villains. You know, you dunderheads couldn't steal a simple piece of aluminum oxide. That simple piece of aluminum oxide has a very complicated alarm system. This is a mistake, Lord Dread. This conversation is closed, Dread. Technology will help us. Yeah, it's a shame that that Tony J passed away and Tim Curry is stuck in a wheelchair due to a stroke. And his options of voice acting and have been limited. Kind of a shame, really. Because at one point, because of that, he's unable to reprise his role as Nigel Thornberry in any future products. I mean, when he was asked to come back to play Tim Curry in Robot Chicken, but unfortunately, because he was in a wheelchair, he was unable to make it, and so he was instead replaced by somebody else. They did manage to bring in the other voice actresses for the girls to reprise their roles in Robot Chicken. But Nigel had to be recasted. The same with his role in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 and 1 and 2. Instead, they got Jim Meskimen involved. Jim Meskimen being the third voice of the genie after Robin Williams and the Homer Simpson voice actor. Some might. Now, looking at the Mighty Ducks show, the Mighty Ducks cartoon, what is popping in my head the most is Lunatics Unleashed. Yeah, because that's another show that's tried to be a super edgy space theme action show. Oh, that well, taking a brand of a property that didn't have any of that in the first place, like Looney Tunes. Like, you could argue Darkwing Duck was basically that done right. Some say that Looney Tunes show was a ripoff of Teen Titans. Okay, I think after the last 3 entries, I might have to pack it in because it's becoming a bit super late for me. So let me just finish my Mighty Ducks, and then we'll just continue until we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Don't forget the buttons. The Buzz Lightyear to the rescue. There we go, fellas. We have a Wild Wing Flashblade as Buzz Lightyear of Star Command in a Space Ranger outfit. That's the Mighty Ducks, and unfortunately, this was the end of the Disney afternoon lineup. They retired the logo, and then they made a deal with Kellogg's to fund for a few more animated shows for that lineup. And this includes 101 Dalmatians, Hercules, and Doug, the Disney version. Not to mention, I'm buzzed, censored, bunny, mother, censored. Okay. Let's see, what do we, Mort the Chicken, that's a new one. Let me look up the, You joined by a star, but this has nothing to do with the Disney afternoon or Disney TVA in general. Actually, yes, it is something Disney, but I don't know if I can do the other TVA entries. I just want to get over with the. I'm just gonna get over with the Disney. I think I'll continue the additional Disney. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. Sorry, I'm just gonna modify this a little bit. To be done later. Okay, now just do the 101 Dalmatians, Hercules, and Doug. So, which ones do you want me to do? Again, okay, so let's see, the chicken. Okay, Oops, that wasn't right. Yeah. I actually remember seeing I noticed a bit of an art. I think the 101 Dalmatians TV series was the first time I've seen different art styles. It's like the Dalmatians look vastly different from their movie counterparts, especially Cruella de Vil. Horror Sting stream. I think I've already done that several times. I'm trying to remember what's his full body like, because The thing is, though, is that even though we do feed chickens like chicken feed or something like that, chickens are actually that's not really their diet. Chickens prefer to eat worms. They say that's why they say free range chickens, where they go out roaming a bit and they go out roaming for a bit and they find some worms to eat rather than being forced fed corn or chicken feed is what makes the birds even healthier and stronger. We have that in Malaysia. It's called Kampung chicken. Kampung means village, and the chickens we breed there are like super strong because they're like to roam about all over the farms, and the meat is a lot stronger, but they say it's a lot healthier than regular fattened up chickens, where they're often cooped up and sometimes force fed with these fillers or testosterones or something to make them even more plump. There's a BoJack Horseman episode determining which chicken is good, his friend, and which chicken is food. But Pa, aren't we chickens? Why, yes, but we have ways to show which ones are chicken and which ones are food. You see over here, that's food. It's not real chicken. That one's not our friend. It's food, and that over here is our friend. And then the if you look on their faces, you could tell how uncomfortable they all are. Yes, it's fine, the coop. We have a lot of chicken puns over here. In fact, and then one chicken escapes and from being food and goes undercover at Todd's place or something. Todd wants to help them out in the best way he can. Freakazoid is Zeus. There we go, fellas. We have Dannon and Spot having a vegan lunch. Next up, Hercules. I remember watching this a lot as a kid. In fact, I went on the internet to try and watch every single episode. See how many myths they tell and stuff. And one of my favorites is when they ventured to Rome, did a little Icarus sunlight thingy, and they broke apart and he flew. And when he fell down, he comes across some Romans. They do some. I think there was a fight with the Romans, but then. At the end, the Romans, they say they're a little patriotic, so they want to call their gods by their different names. So they go with Jupiter for Zeus and Mars for Ares. Ares, that's it. And no, I don't know if I can do Hades because, like I said, he's quite highly detailed, and from what I understand, it takes an animator at least 2 weeks to animate 1 second of Hades. They say he was quite difficult to draw. Photo shoot. Let's see. Hades from Pain and Pen. I don't know if I can do, like I said, I don't know if I could do Hades because he's quite complicated. And yes, Hades was mad with a name. He was called Pluto. Why am I called Pluto? I wouldn't even name my dog Pluto. I think I'll have to do with this one. Sorry for the, Carry your most this. Pain and Panic reporting for duty. How many of you how many of you thought were introduced to Bobcat Goldthwait as Pain, like how many kids of the 90s were introduced to Gilbert Gottfried from Iago? How many of you were introduced to Bobcat Goldthwait from Hercules? You would also become the voice of you would also be known for voicing Excel from Bugs Life, Nosy from Lilo and Stitch, and Popfizz from Skylanders. And also do a few other guest voices like in Regular Show and Bob's Burgers. He was also at one point in Police Academy where he did a little Godzilla thing. Oh wait, what am I doing? I'm supposed to come in your most look. I don't know if the guy who plays Panic is still doing some voice jobs, but another role I know for him is that he used to play he used to be the voice of the Pink Panther in the 1993 cartoon. And it's one of those shows where a character who doesn't normally speak gets a bigger speaking role. Just as a little touch, what are those? I don't know. I think they look kind of dashing. I got 24 hours just to get rid of this bozo, or something about everything I set up for 18 years goes up in smoke. And you are wearing his merchandise! Thirsty? Da! Kaboom! Any other questions? Is Danny DeVito still in voice work? I'm not sure, but he is still doing some. He's still doing acting. I mean, he at one point used to work. He did work for Disney for a bit. In fact, it's funny how he was able to do some live action roles as well as some voice acting. He was at one point offered to be the voice of Pikachu in the Detective Pikachu dub of the video game as well as the movie, but he's like, what the F is a Pikachu? I was thinking to myself, if we couldn't get Pikachu, if we couldn't get him as Pikachu, as Detective Pikachu, you could have asked his voice double, to play Pikachu. In fact, he actually had a voice double, one who has been studying his voice for years. In fact, Danny DeVito did not play Phil in the Hercules TV series. That was somebody else who actually did a pretty good job doing the voice, doing Danny DeVito. His name is Robert something. Ryan Reynolds is way better at voicing Pikachu. His Deadpool signature thing. Let me just add in a little nose, so just to complete the image. Buzz and delete as pain and panic, reporting for duty. Okay, fellas, we come to our very last one, and it's another super controversial one. Doug, the Disney version. I am very sorry to say this, but I did not grow up with the Nickelodeon version. I grew up with the Disney version. I didn't grow up with the one that went do 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 do. Instead, I grew up with ba da ba 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 da ba ba da ba ba da ba 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 da ba ba da ba whoop do 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 do. That's the one I actually remembered. But I am aware not a lot of people like it. You know what? I might as well go with this one. And I think I might have seen the... I think I did see the... I did see the movie, the Doug's first movie, but I didn't think of course, supposed to be Doug's first movie, but that apparently his first movie ends up as his only movie. Yeah, I think word of advice: unless you're Pokemon, naming your movie first doesn't always mean it's may not be a great idea. You never know if it's going to be the first one or it's going to be the only one of a. If it's going to be the first one of a franchise or it's going to be the only one. And unfortunately, it did not do well at the box office. There's Captain Underpants, the first epic movie, but as of now, it's the only epic movie of Captain Underpants. We are getting another film by DreamWorks by the same, which is also another book from the same guy who made Captain Underpants. It's called Dogman. And of course, there's Transformers 1, a film that was supposed to be a new, a film that was supposed to be there was probably supposed to be another film, like there's going to be like a transition to how we went from Chris Hemsworth to Peter Cullen, Optimus. But unfortunately, that film bombed at the box office. In fact, it's the lowest grossing Transformers film of all time, and the future of Transformers movies is in question. Should they hire back Michael Bay, or should they just stop making more Transformers movies altogether, or find another alternate solution to that? Because it's saying something when the lowest grossing film directed by Michael Bay, Transformers: The Last Night, still managed to make more money than both the Bumblebee movie, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, and the Transformers 1 movie. It's saying something. I think also have you noticed how popular Michael Bay's Transformers movies are in China? Lots of people from China love Michael Bay's Transformers movies. Hence why it wasn't a big flop at the box office. Yeah, one thing that was often puzzling me is why the characters all have multiple different skins. I mean, The Simpsons I can kind of excuse a bit, but how come Doug is like the only one who has normal light skin while everybody else is like a different multicolor, like Technicolor? Like Roger here, he looks like Roger here looks like he's not well, like he's sick. And mosquito this this will later happen again with Equestria Girls and Big City Greens. Question: Is Skyland's Christmas Redux coming to December 25th? Maybe, or maybe a little bit earlier. Hopefully on Christmas Eve. As I like to say, I want to take a break from the internet on Christmas Day to spend some time with family and not let the internet bring me down. Just in case something brings me down, best not. It's yeah. Word of advice, fellas. Try not to use the internet on either Christmas Day or on your birthday because I'm worried because you never know what angry comment or what sad news might pop up and it may just ruin your day. Like it may bring you down a bit, especially if you have mental health problems, like you have emotional, mental health issues. It's because some people can get a little depressed if something ruins their birthday or something. But I'm active on every other day unless I have a headache or something, or if the internet's out, or if aside from that, Christmas and my birthday is when I'm completely offline. Okay, I think that should just about do it for today. I am okay. Okay, I'm just gonna spend the rest of the time just asking questions, answering any questions. Next live stream in Bob's Burgers in January. I don't know, because something's going to happen to me in January. I can't explain, but let's just say I'm going somewhere. Let's just say I'm going to go somewhere in January. I'm not sure if I can do a live stream of Bob's Burgers in January. I'm not sure if I can even do an Owl House live stream in January because even though it's on its 5th anniversary. I got facepalm for Sarah. Yeah, language there, buddy. We're trying to follow some YouTube guidelines, please. I'll let you off that too. I gotta get back to Skylanders Christmas Retro Part 2 soon. Yep, I'm working on it. Okay, Blanca Guzman. Sorry, too late. I'm gonna go to bed in just a moment. I'm just gonna answer some questions. You plan to do a Don Bluth live stream? Possible, but I'm not sure. I mean, Don Bluth's movies are half good, half bad. There's some amazing ones like Anastasia, A Land Before Time, and Secret of Nim. But then there's the other half that's not so great, like Troll in Central Park and Rockadoodle and Pebble and the Penguin. And, I mean, they're not. Even the lesser one, they're not that bad, but I mean, they're nowhere near as bad as some of the Disney direct-to-DVD sequels. But But some of his worst concepts, you can still tell that Don Bluth does have some talent. I mean, I heard he hated a troll in Central Park, and he basically made it to stab at people for saying that animation is supposed to be super kid friendly and stuff. Pardon my French, BR. You are forgiven. Sorry, can't do Bunker Guzman. I'm gonna go to bed in a moment. Do you think Jim Cummings can voice Megatron? I don't know, but he has voiced a few Transformers characters before. He was Six Gun in no wait, that's Maurice LaMarche. He was Afterburner and Rippersnapper in G1, one of the Terracons and one of the Technobots. And he sounded a bit different. He's like, "Come on, Technobots, let's show the stuff that Grandma's made us off." Next live stream is you kind of spoiled the surprise there. What about the extra entry? That's for later. Either tomorrow or the next day, because I gotta go to bed in just a moment. I have to work. I've got my family wants me to go somewhere tomorrow. I gotta go. Goodbye. Take care. Have you watched Supernatural? I have not. Next live stream should be PlayStation. I don't know, because my knowledge on the PlayStation is quite limited. Again, I do know some, like Radgetz, Jack and Dexter, and Sly Cooper, a little bit of Little Big Planet, God of War, and a few others, but I haven't played a majority of them, and there are some I'm debating on including because they used to be part of that. They used to be PlayStation exclusive, but they're now owned by a different company like Crash and Spyro. And there was another one I was thinking about including because that's PlayStation exclusive, but I'm sure a lot of people will be angry if I even consider such an idea. Concord. The one that controversial Overwatch wannabe game by PlayStation that features some confusing designs of some alien things. It cost about $400 million to make, and it hopefully someday you do a Native American Zodiac science stream. I don't know if I should, because I have been looking up online, and somebody said that the Native American Zodiac live stream is bogus, because there are various different types of Native American mythologies. It's not just one thing. It's there are various different tribes like La Toka or Lakota. And then there's the again. It's Native American mythologies and customs. It's not really one thing. It's like different tribes have different customs. I'm not sure if I should do that. I'm not sure. I think it furthers the stereotype of Native Americans as one thing, like we often have done so in the past. I don't know. I don't think I should do that one. Sorry. Oh, bye. Have you seen the Goosebumps movie? I have not. Will you do a SCP Foundation stream for me? I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what an SCP Foundation is. See ya. Bye-bye. Have you watched the Wall movie by Pink Floyd? No, but I have heard some of the songs, though. We don't need your education. Just another brick in the wall. Can you do a Snake live stream? That one I can do. See ya. Take care. Okay, I think that's enough questions. Okay, so the bird live stream, wolf live stream, pig request. I'll think about this. I already did a shark request live stream. That I can still try and do on my own later. Anyways, thank you for the questions. And for the next live stream, let's say I want to visit Santa in his workshop. Huh. Why is there a help wanted poster? Do you think he needs our help or something? We'll see about that. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for these request challenges. I'll do the extra Disney TVA challenge entries off screen another day, like either tomorrow or the next day. But thank you for joining me. I'll see you all in the next live stream. Hope you've enjoyed this video.